So now we've woken up to the fact that the system is broken. Well, some people have woken up to the fact that the system has been broken. Some of us have known that the system has been broken for a while. But while we are working to get the system fixed, I am still gonna challenge you even more than ever to make sure that the glass ceiling that you're hitting in your life is not the one that's internal, is not the limited belief that I am not qualified, that I'm not good enough, that I'm not smart enough, that I don't belong. Now more than ever, it is imperative for us as women to own our brilliance, to step up, to play bigger in the world than we have ever played before, because the consequences of us not stepping up to play big are dire. There are people that are in positions of leadership that do not want the good of the broader humanity. And I believe that the more good people there are in leadership is the more good can be done in the world. This is why it's even more imperative that we don't back down, that we don't sit on our laurels and wait for somebody to come and rescue us, because the days of waiting for the knight in shining armor to come and rescue us from our problems are over. We are our own rescue. As Lisa Nichols says, we are our own rescue. We will be the change that we want to see in the world. This is Keisha, your career and business success coach, equipping you to win by owning your inherent brilliance and eliminating your shrinking tendency so that you will dominate in your field as well as in your industry. Click on the subscribe button below and you will be a part of our international internet community. So I'm not in my usual background today because it is summer. 4th of July just happened and I wanted to be outside. So excuse me if there's some background noise, but the content is still the same. This past weekend was 4th of July Freedom Weekend. And my mission has never been clearer than it is today. It is to free us from our limiting self-beliefs or our negative internal chatter that tells us we are not ready. Because when we do not step up, we open the door for people that are not good leaders to take leadership positions instead of good people like you. And I know you're a good woman. I know you're a good man watching my channel because I tend to attract good people. And at the end of the day, if you are not stepping up to take leadership positions, you're opening the door for people that I think are egotistical, that are not ready to step up for the good of humanity. It is why it is even more imperative than now that we understand who we are and that we step up into our divinely bestowed greatness. So I'm on this mission to stop this epidemic of brilliant women grossly underestimating themselves and what we are capable of in the world. If you didn't realize it now, realize it now, that your leadership is extremely needed at such a time as this. This is the time for you to step up, not the time to shrink back in fear, shrink back in self-doubt, shrink back thinking that you're not capable. Yes, I understand and I totally agree that there are external things that are holding us back. The glass ceiling that is out there, that external, is real. However, what I think is even more real and even more detrimental is the glass ceiling that's inside of us, that limiting belief, that negative inner chatter that stops us from stepping outside of our comfort zone and taking our rightful leadership positions, our divinely inspired, our divinely anointed leadership positions. And the reality, as the African proverb says, if there is no enemy within, the enemy outside cannot do us any harm. Because even if you put your name in the hat, I said it in another video, and you are turned down for the position, there is no way you lose. Because you will know that if you're turned down for the position, one, you'll find out what are the actual gaps that you have in your leadership that you need to fill. What are the skills that you need to learn? If you're also turned down because of institutional prejudice and racism and bias and all of that, then you're also educated because you have a decision to make. You can opt out of the organization that you are in, and you can find somewhere else that will celebrate your difference and value you because of the difference, understanding that the very thing that makes you different is actually our superpower, is actually your superpower. It's not about us accepting the narrative from ignorant people. And so that mission, and I want to invite you on this mission to step up and to play bigger in the world than you ever had, and to be unstoppable now. Because if you didn't know that your brilliance is needed in the world, I hope you are awake to realize that brilliance is needed more than ever now. And then let's talk about the third thing. The third thing is starting our own businesses, because everybody's not going to go into full-time entrepreneurship. I don't expect that. But there is no reason why there shouldn't be another stream of income in our lives. Because now we know, especially in the days of this virus, that the thing, the job, the position, the company that we thought was so secure, recognizing that it isn't so secure after all. And so that we have multiple options, that all our eggs are not in one basket. And so when we are shut out, when we are not told, we're told that we don't belong in this organization or whatever, we know we actually have options and we can survive, really, even if the organization doesn't promote us or doesn't recognize us. And so I want to challenge all of us is to have no excuses going forward, to fight the enemy without, but also to fight that enemy within, so that we literally will become limitless and unstoppable. So what I'm here for today is not for your excuses. I'm coming for your breakthrough. I'm coming for your realization of how powerful you are, how important your voice is in this discussion, and how important it is for people to see your unique model of leadership. There's only so much I can go into these videos, so I'm going to invite you to two things. One, I'm doing a daily live on Instagram, so check me out on Instagram at Keisha Winter, same tag as here on YouTube, where I'm going to be going live and giving motivation, giving tips on how to break through our own internal glass ceiling. And even more importantly, I want to invite you to join my webinar that I'll be holding every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern. I want you to join me on this webinar where I'm going to be sharing 3 secret tips to overcoming self-doubt so that you can advance in your career and business that only the select few have been taught about. And we know about the select few, but this message, this information is now public to you and it is free. So I want you to click on the link in my comments to sign up for this completely free webinar as well. And if you are in Europe, Middle East, or Africa, I have a special session, a one-time session on July 14th at 2 p.m. Eastern. I will also leave a link to that webinar as well in the description below. So you hear me say that I'm very clear on my purpose, on my mission at this point, which is to stop the epidemic of us undervaluing ourselves and underestimating ourselves, because really that is the real pandemic that we are experiencing right now. The real pandemic is us not living up to our God-given potential. I want to find out from you though is what your why is. I want you to drop it in the comments below. What is your why? What is your purpose? Are you clear about that why and that purpose? Share it with me in your comments below. I would love to hear how I can also support you on your journey. Now that's all for this week, my friends. Know this, I see you and I believe in you. And don't forget, you were not meant to shrink down lower. So rise up and own your power. Have a fantastic week.